Okay, hi, welcome to week 12. Guess what didn't happen on Wednesday again, but for extremely unexpected reasons. This week I ended up being involved in, there was an abandoned puppy, so far as I know, in the apartment next to me. And, and I waited a day of listening to distress, yes, just to make sure that I contacted my resident manager. And then first thing in the morning, like at 6:15 in the morning the next day, and left him a message. I've texted him back. We've texted back and forth before, so I knew no problem there. But he then I had a 12-hour workday. Get back, he was leaving it to me to do anything about it, and so absolute heartbreak and meltdown over that. And I contacted multiple agencies. And by 10 a.m. the next morning, they'd come and checked on the little guy, and I thought he'd been, taken away because I didn't hear anything for a while. And then later that night, I hear him again. And so it's just been, then at the same time, my best friend's son, suddenly I find out that during last minute, they've got 24 hours or 48 hours to finish getting arguments together, because they've got to go to court and take his residence manager, not the it's not exactly the same, it's over in Belfast anyway. Absolutely a forced eviction going on that needs to be fought, and now it's ending up in high court. I did some prep work for that. I found the paragraph in the housing laws in Northern Ireland where the violation is at the other end of the situation. And so put my hours in there, and I'll be doing a few emails to support and to damn this weekend, right? And then there was there were at least 2 or 3 other situations that came through, and just boom, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then I looked at my chart, and I'm in my 7th house. I started my 7th house last month, which explains I was hitting a lull because of the spending a little too much time trying to resolve my position with a few First Nations friends, and I knew that it was for the creativity sake. It was just a release time. So I was looking for I was changing my energy, yes, and then these other things hit. So I took my time doing prep work for this to get it right. Better to come here with things correct than to just try and dive in and make a mess of it. So here I am, week 12 with you, and it's the 12th house, 12th week, 12th house. Something that was interesting that came through, we just had the solar eclipse, so definitely I'm not even sure what to make of what specific energies and what specific effects that house had. I did readings around it. So what was interesting, water signs are definitely almost in an unknown team effort. Earth signs are still kind of, I'm sure that there's a team thing coming together for them, but they're on different paths. So their stories don't mesh the same way the water stories mesh. Air, Gemini reading took off quite well, and that was fairly, I don't want to say karma driven, but God intervention driven. Everybody carried God interventions, but in terms of now, I would say they're not even, there's something coming together for the air signs, and then the fire signs all received, interestingly enough, they all received direct messages from either a loved one on the other side, someone they lost tragically or suddenly, and then Sagittarius heard from somebody else's ancestor, right? True to Sagittarius. So very specific in the fire signs energy through the Gemini. So everybody had very specific, but element related shifts coming through with that Gemini solar eclipse. So that's the best I can make of that solar eclipse right now. We have the full moon coming up, right? Which I actually have a prediction about. I got a very interesting, I was hesitant. Now, here's the thing. Printing problem, but it seems to be tied to I go in and I reformat a page. I'd already printed this page, yes, and then I reload it onto a fresh screen so that I make sure that I space everything correctly, and that really just didn't pay off this time, and it shouldn't have been a vertical problem. I made a mistake horizontally, but that shouldn't have affected it, because you can see my margin is off here because I cropped the image of the text. I cropped it to align it differently, but and I forgot to fix that crop. Okay, so, but part of the message this month, and this is the first time I've gone to this channel, and it popped up, Kali pops up in my YouTube, and I'm like, okay, well, if Kali's, here's my Kali, she's my primary contact, so if she's coming through, boom, it's like, okay, then that's what we're going to. Because I was I was so data heavy from the houseboat month, I was like, I'm not even looking for a prediction yet. But this came through, and part of it was your life is a canvas. Yeah, I know, the creative work is waiting for me, specifically with Frank Frazetta and canvas and paint. But look at the bigger picture, and I'm like, okay, so the bigger picture is bleeding over, right? So then that, as I was formatting that and printing that and coping with the fact of, do I reprint this page? Because this is going to bug the shit out of me. But it is what it is. And it's part of the message, okay? So then I was like, bigger picture, bigger picture. Okay, I will print up the rest of the Pisces month, and I will print up the water story pages. And we will just get a grasp of where we're going before because we're going to go a week into July with this as well. Because I needed the extra time. So that's how the book is planned, is that we're stealing a week from July to finish up the water story. And so I've printed all those pages. We'll take a bit of I hesitate to jump ahead anytime, because it's like you'd stop staying in the moment. But it's what I decided, that's what they were telling me to do, that's what Kali is telling me to do. So I did it. One of the cards that came through in predictions for me was, this is a Rebecca. I forgot to delete. Forgot to delete files. Okay, let's just steady the camera here. I'll look up Rebecca and her deck again. I've got it somewhere on my phone, but my phone's way over there. Okay, and I'll look up this deck again. But one of the cards is We Are the Hathors, and my primary co-writer from the other side, Gwendolyn McEwen. Now let me just see if I've got glare on there, because there's no point in showing it. Okay, so that's Gwendolyn. Okay, Canadian poet, writer, author, playwright. Teacher, and she would read. She was part of the Toronto scene. She also spent some time in childhood in Winnipeg. It was not a happy time, but a lot of her time wasn't a happy time. But anyway, Gwendolyn and her husband, well, her short-term husband, Milton Acorn, I actually went to university with his great-nephew, who was named for him, Mickey Acorn, out in Prince Edward Island. And so I knew about Milton before I ever knew about Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn I met on the 4th floor of Millennium Library in Winnipeg about 12 years ago. I want to say that. Let's say that. And as soon as I picked up one of her books, as often happens with me, this is a major way that I stepped into accepting a psychic life, was how many books I suddenly stood in front of, and it was like they were all pieces, puzzle pieces, yes. As soon as I read her, though, and I read a lot, I'm selective, but all of a sudden I read somebody that's like, she's very specific, she's got a very limited audience, and I knew that I was reading somebody whose footsteps I follow in. And I haven't done a lot of writing, because I didn't know what I was supposed to sound like until I met her. Okay, so the thing is that there was, and she was, friends with Margaret Atwood and Leonard Cohen, and I can't say that they did a tremendous job of keeping her legacy alive. I believe she was murdered by agents. I believe that, there was no alcohol in her system. They'll say that she was, but she was found in her apartment by an Israeli artist. And phone pressed into her gut so hard that there was a mark in her stomach, but just slumped next to her bed in her 40s, 1987, I believe. And the last thing she was talking about was, well, she would write about Palestine versus Israel and stuff in a very poetic way. So I didn't know that she was necessarily leaning towards advocating for anything that would be, a problem with Israel. But let me just leave that as a suggestion. But there were always, and I followed her to Egypt when my son was 10. I took him to Egypt. There was a spirit quest there, and she was part of it because she has always been linked to Hathor. And the card that came out in this reading, one of them is "We Are the Hathors," and it's Hathor's face on the card. So, so obviously, time to be mused, time to do the Pisces thing now. But then we have all this justice stuff, the 7th house. So I'm thinking, what the hell are we wanting to figure out about that? Versus, so the 12th house, free will and soul contracts, when the wheel is bringing you one thing and your soul's journey is bringing you another thing, right? And they're clashing. What do you do? Like that's, so this is going to be a 12th house thing, being all kinds of people. Yeah, let's progress from there. I've kept things in order. We've already done this part. So I went and did the constellation work. I've learned the sky is the channel. I'm sure, like, there are several channels I've come across. This is one that's just popping up for me lately right now, that so I'm just going with it because they usually send me stuff to speed up my progress. So I've got everything labeled. Did I find anything in particular? There are 2 stars. There's a star that has a partner star, and they are not actually, they can't see any evidence of them orbiting together, that they're actually moving together. And I'll just see if I can, yeah, moving together. The mysterious dim companion. I want to say it could be Kulat Nunu. It could be these two. Could be this one, because that's where my arrows are leading to. That one, and that's the Babylonian name. It's actually the name of the cord, not so much the stars, right? These are, so there's a lot. The stars are very small compared to other constellations, and so it's a very hard constellation to see. But if you, I don't want to steal her thunder, so if you go to learn the sky, excellent. It's not a very long video. I used her, I referenced her on the Cancer constellation as well. There are, I also, what I did, I'm going to start doing this, I might put it in the illustrations, the ecliptic line where the sun passes through Pisces. This is where it passes through, just right here. So then the problem is, when we're moving from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius, the contention is we don't know for sure exactly how to say when the sun has actually cleared Pisces into Aquarius, because there's an overlap. And so anybody that's saying specifically this year, this time, is the transition to the age of Aquarius, they have extreme precision available only to them, that nobody else is able to agree on or has access to, right? So, and what I'm really saying is, of course, is they're talking about their ass. Is that what I want to say about the, for now, I won't get caught saying, Now, I haven't made out all my notes for the sign Pisces yet, but I did find it's going to be coming from these 2 people. Let me see, I'll just pull it up a bit here. Understanding the Sign of Pisces in Astrology by KRS channel. He is, they made sure that I came across him now. I wish I'd come across him sooner. This is phenomenal. Also phenomenal. And what I love is like the the differing perspectives. They're complementary for sure. But Pisces zodiac sign personality traits and psychology according to astrology. Roshan Sylvia. She's mesmerizing. They're both mesmerizing. So my points, they help me figure out a few things. I have a Pisces mind, but I have also had a lot of strong Pisces in my family and my relationships. And yes, the problem of being all signs in one sign, yes, all the other 11 signs within Pisces, and being all those people, and then what rises as any kind of priority, what rises as predominant traits, what choices do Pisces make about what to prioritize in themselves, or can they, right? And so these two people are extremely helpful with giving me some clarity on that. And is there anything to that? No, I'll come back to that. So I realize I need to go back. I need to finish up notes about Jupiter and Neptune co-ruling, right? I already have the Jupiter notes and the Neptune notes, right? So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to do that. I also realized that the predictions I did, the card reading I did last time, was out of whack because I was using the wrong deck. It got involved. So we're going to do a quick prediction is what we're going to do. It's not that the last one was incorrect, but it was a sign of me still coming out of the Cancer. And she is also, this woman is so excellent at knowing all. She is, this is a thing. Now, I don't know how Pisces he is yet, but she identifies as primarily Pisces. I do have the reader that I forgot about last time. It's Amabella. Amabella's intuition, and I had very close, brief, excellent few months of colliding with her in the most fantastic way. And then I was warned off by my either by her. Well, see, she's a Freemason, and she's pure fairy. She's pure Pisces, she's pure fairy. And how she describes the feminine Pisces, she has, not in this video, but in Women of the Zodiac playlist, she describes Pisces women. And Amabella is full on, I'll put her in the photo diary, but she's full on Pisces per description. But her ability, she's the only one on YouTube that I've had do a personal reading for me so far, and she even made me my own video. No, she did a reading for me live in a live stream, but the video she did for me was gorgeous, and it's still there, and I treasure it. But because she's a Mason, her Grand Master, Grand Architect, does not like me being around her and has warned me off. So I haven't even been able to say that to her because I'm worried about consequences. I don't want to. It mattered that we collided. It mattered that we had time together, and she'll know on some level because she'll have done a reading about it for herself or something. I did a reading about it before I knew that there was a problem. But she even called out. He called me out on a secret in her live stream reading for me. Okay, so it was, I wanted to, yeah. So, but Amabella's intuition, amazing, okay? I'm not saying everything's going to be 100%. Nobody is 100% all the time. Nobody. But for pure magic and for somebody who's Pisces. But then I found this Pisces as well. So balance them against each other. Not against. That sounds negative. But I just wanted to say yes. I realized that I was trying to think of. I think I know a reader for just about every sign. So I'll backtrack and come up with a Scorpio that I really like, and a Cancer. Oh, Loca's Cancer. She's amazing. Okay. As for Scorpio, there are a few. Well, of course, her sweet self herself. Real Housemaids of Tarot. Housemaids. Housewives. Sorry, Molly. Okay, camera cut out. But okay, so then next week, the birth chart. Yes, placements in that. So figure, but I know I got to get creative. Got to get into my creative work. Got to get away. Got to. The Pisces thing of. Let me just put this down as a visual. The Pisces thing of coordinating. I'm figuring out that the submarine is and being fixed energy in Scorpio, then there's your inner person, yes, getting steady in your inner person. Then we reach the houseboat of Cancer, and that's the balance of the environment, the balance of you versus other people in that cardinal energy that requires initiating and requires interacting, yes, and it brings in the history, and it brings in the future and the present, okay? And then now, so what I'm appreciating and what I anticipated with the cruise ship, with Pisces and 12th house, is the coordination of it all. And so all of these things, it's going to be, it feels complex in a way that the houseboat was overwhelming, surprisingly. This is less surprising. It still started off surprising to me because I didn't see the justice stuff coming in. I was like, what the hell? And then you look at the chart and it's like, okay, 7th house is going to play strong right now. Okay, all right, what do we do with it? What do we do with it? Because that's life, and that's what they want me to figure out. And how to see, with the Pisces thing, the Pisces in my life, and I've had 2 partners that are heavily Pisces. My mom was Pisces and she was creative. The thing is they like to be in the mood. They like to be, I've left relationships because the mood wasn't striking them. They were avoiding the mood, right? Because the Pisces thing of, I've already done it. I don't want to do it again, right? I did it in another life, and now, no. It's like, I know, but then why are you here? Why do we get forced in here as Pisces? Why do we get it forced in here as 12th if it's not like the pivotal house? So, but the thing is I know that discipline is part of creating the opportunity for flow. Yes? That it isn't just, I'm not just, part of it is waiting. Yes, part of it is if something else needs your attention, it needs your attention. And trust that they've got it all scheduled. But what is their schedule? And then when it's time to jump in, whether or not you feel that it's a creative moment, whether or not you feel it's time. And show up. Show up because it's a psychic co-creation time. And the other person is saying, Gwendolyn will say, I've got to get back to the short story writing and the novel writing and all that stuff. I've got to get the illustration started. They know when everything needs to be done. And I have to be willing to go, wait a minute, but I just finished a witness statement over here, and I just finished, advising somebody over here about an abusive partnership, right? How do I suddenly, boom, turn the corner and go into, okay, well, let's play the muse now. But again, this coordination of the 12th house, and that coordination we're going to hit in 9th, 10th, and 11th houses as well, right? So it's just, but it's great if you do if you're secure in your 8th and you're settled in your 4th, then the 12th can flow that much better, right? Fabulous stuff. Okay, and again, so, I've just turned everything around. I've been hitting some dips, but I'm finding by actually, if I take a moment now, this section of moods and wavelengths, this is it's just enough, I find, to vent and sort of be my own emotional support, that I find that even when I dip, I know that I'm going to come here and account for it and sort of try to keep myself together. So I'm finding that even the dips are resolving much faster, and that's for me. Okay, so then 2 weeks from now we do the guides. Well, I guess a week and a half, right? Because we're almost at the end of, so we're going to be heading into the birth chart in a few days. Then the guides and the concerns for this house. So we're into that extra week, and so I printed this up just because, your water element story, which is brief. By the time we're done it, it's only 3 pages, and I'm already starting to anticipate, but without getting ahead of the stuff I need to be paying. I'm not going to work on it until, a few weeks from now. But, so I printed all that up, okay? And that brings us to the end. That brings us to the end of the water story. And then that means that all of this, you know, we've come this far. We've come this far. So that's, that I'm loving. Okay, so let's put that aside. Let's just take a couple of minutes because I know that the videos, well, the fourth one had to be what it was. So I'm just gonna do a quick little revision read. One card, a few tarot, and another card. And we'll just fight the good fight so that I remember next time. This is paying it forward for Libra's house so that I get it right. Because you don't want to screw up with Libra. That's all I can say. But I know Pisces will not be told. But I keep getting organizational information for them in their readings, so I don't know. All I can do is stay tight with the person who got me into this. Stay tight with the energy that I'm in, and pay attention to my conversation with her, with them, right? If I get that conversation right and then transmit it the right way, that's, the rest of it is between them and you, between them and the viewers. If I'm focused on you guys, then I'm not getting them. And that's the best way I can be focused on you guys, is to do what they want me to do for you, you know? Okay. So, why did I turn it? I don't know why. Because then, well, I'm going to take it in the upright anyway. Okay. Oh, really? Now, which one do I take? Let's turn them. Why do they do this to me? Yeah, we got to check it out. We got to check both of them out. We got the Hermit and the Sun. That Hermit's been popping up a lot. He was in the upright last time. So the Sun is nice. Okay. What did we have the first time You're approaching a moment that has the potential to change your life. Take full advantage of this time, and you will achieve a future of endless possibility. When you become aware of your true road, there will be nothing to stand in your way. Life has challenged you, but you are prepared to make the best of the future. Okay. Well, so apparently they wanted me to say a lot, and that's why I screwed up the first reading. But let's just see here. It's still recording. For now, I haven't held this deck for a while. That's nice. That's nice. Okay. Because we have that extra week in this house. So we still have a few to go. Still have a few to go. So let's see why. No, I don't even know if I have a specific question. We'll find. What's that about? Okay, let's see. Nothing. Okay, well that's simple. Okay. Well that's not very Piscean. Okay. Queen of Cups reversed. Now why? Is it all things? Is it just emotional? Is it psychic? Oh, dramatic. Okay. So we have Scorpio energy, great. Pluto, no, just Scorpio. Pluto would be judgment. I mean, there's Pluto involved in this, obviously, but how ominous do we want this to be? Is it just a transformation? This is for the month and into July, beginning of July. Okay, interesting. So a King of Pentacles. Is this the same person or? We're not doing a ton of cards, right? We're not. A couple more at most. But that's the divine timing. That's the divine timing. Interesting. She's still reversed. Helpful. Helpful. She was reversed last month. She's on vacation. No, these cards do not want to speak. So, there she is again. Okay, so we have Taurus energy twice. Well, Taurus is more Capricorn, obviously. One more, and I probably run out of camera card space. I have to delete some more anyway. Is there another card? Or we're just gonna, I feel like that might be it. I feel like, yeah, they're just sticking. Okay. Okay. Fine then. Let's, well, we do have the Hermit up there. And we have the Sun. So there's sun coming. Well, if it's coming, then it's already here, isn't it? Isn't it? If it were far enough ahead of sight, then we wouldn't be getting that card yet, because it would fudge us up. It would fudge us up. Some things are fine to know well ahead of time, are better off knowing ahead of time, but some things, like the bad stuff, would stop us from doing anything if we knew too soon. So the sun is here, it's here, even if we don't feel it. And I'm not saying I don't. I don't know if I feel it. Do you feel it? And if you do, then awesome. Okay. Would you believe it if I say it's the sun? Yes, now is the time. Now the time is right and the sun is shining. Go for it with courage, knowing you either win or learn. Yes, there is no lose. There's win or learn. How does this translate to sun? What we're saying is it's a happy transformation. Two and three. Now she's sideways. She's stuck. She's stuck. She will manifest for you. She will come through once this transformation. And she will speak. She will speak. And this person, this king, this will turn the queen around, and the king, is that what we're looking at? Is that what we're looking at? When you become aware of your true road, there will be nothing to stand in your way. Life has challenged you. And there's the puppy I've been trying to rescue. So they've just come to check on him again, and they've left him, and now I can listen to him screaming for another day. It's the night, too. It's just... I don't get it. I really don't get it. But I guess if they are filled up, and it's better for him to be... I don't know. How is it better for him to be freaking out in a place all alone, and he can hear me next to him? I can't do anything to be with him, hang out with him. I'm not allowed to. So to be isolated and upset, what does it matter if you have the space? He hasn't been out for a walk. I mean, he's a puppy, but so maybe he's too young. God, whatever. What can I do? The only reason they're involved is because I got in touch with them, so... He'd be dead by now, but maybe he'd be happy. You know, I just don't get it. But anyway, life has challenged you, but you are prepared to make the best of the future. Prepared to make the best. You are approaching a moment that has the potential to change your life. Take full advantage of this time, and you will achieve a future of endless possibility. So... I will meditate on this, see what comes through for the video. But we have sun twice, so that's... and a puppy. And a puppy. Let's see where the month gets us with this puppy. No, but there's creative work to be done, or there's something to be done. So whatever there is for you to be done, now's the time. And so that's what we do with 12th house. 12th house, we will be seizing, we will be... acting on the things, anything that this absolute transformation, not just wanting transformation, not just feeling it, but actually around you. So this might be you as well as you. Okay, so cut out again, and I just shot video of somebody talking to another neighbor who didn't bother to call in about the puppy, but I called in about the puppy, but they're reassuring that neighbor. They're not reassuring me, but they're reassuring that neighbor that they're doing something about the puppy, and he was so upset to hear him so distressed, and nobody gave a shit. I'm just saying that. Thank you for listening to me vent about that. Yeah, I even got instructed by the resident manager that I should call the emergency number that I supplied them with at the end of the 12-hour day when they had done fuck all about it. While I couldn't do anything about it because I was away from my phone because I was cleaning. And when you are distracted while you're cleaning, you get head injuries. I'm just going to say that. Okay. And peace. Scene. All right, but yes, so we're going to, so there's resolution for the puppy, okay? With it right after the camera cut out, there was resolution for the puppy. He's still in there, but they're doing something about it, and I got it on tape. Okay, so we've got that resolved, and now that we have that resolved, yes, this manifestation, this absolute transformation. I know it gets talked about all the time in tarot. And you can see things coming together and things coming together. But when do you actually manage to shift? So let's see where 12th house brings us. And I know I have to do, I know that there's so much I have to produce, and I know in this coming week, that's how I have to tackle the week. Is not against, right? But in terms of no distractions. Again, okay, let me backtrack. Where's that? Share those predictions. And of course, I'm going to make it difficult for myself because I didn't plan on going back to it. Oh, can I? No, now I'm stuck back. Okay, you know what? But the predictions that came through from that Kali reading were, you know, watch your addictions, you know, any behaviors that are going to be open doors to, you know, a sliding scale of slipping away from or allowing interferences to really take over. Yeah, we can create opportunities for obstacles that we didn't want to create. Yeah. Okay, now I'll shut up and I'll go get to it, and I hope you have success with whatever you're getting into. And okay, bye bye. Oh yeah, did it cut off? No, it cut me off last time. I was saying that, you know, obviously next week is week 13, but I like 13, lucky 13, and I live in apartment 13, but we call it apartment 15, right? So, and right when I was saying that, the camera cut out and we heard about the puppy. Okay, so lucky 13, much love.